With that being said, welcome to the new show on the block. Touching every topic, guaranteed to make it hot. Run them Phillip River spirals to girly running the rock. Run them lake show dunks to them game winning shots. It's a lock, it's a fact that we only spitting facts. Like who wreck a finna flop and who stay on top of that. Who the hottest of the month and who really spitting trash. Don't stress, just guess. This your favorite podcast. Everything should be dead after.
That's what he said.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending what time it is, wherever you are in the world. Listen to us right now. I am Francisco, your host with the most, a.k.a. Defective_T the Count on IG, and I'm chilling with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Daniel, a.k.a. Unruly Pretty Rocco on that IG.
And you are now tuned in to episode 59 of
With That Being Said.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We got a good one on our hands today. There's a whole lot that we're going to talk about. We're going to have some ups. We're going to have some downs. We'll laugh. We'll cry. We'll celebrate. It's going to be an emotional episode today, I feel like.
Emotional?
I feel like.
Damn, we've been sipping too, so.
So the energy in the room, the vibe is just right. That's what I'm thinking, at least.
I'm with it.
First off, let's start with a celebration.
All right.
Let's start off with your boy. He's a man by many names, right?
Uh-huh.
He don't got one name. I'm not even sure what his government is.
I love how I know exactly who you're talking about,
You know
too.
exactly who I'm talking about, bro. It's Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean John, Sean Combs, Sean of the Living Dead. I don't know. They could all be the same guy.
Probably.
I'm not sure at this point. But he just turned 50 on November 4th, man.
50.
Quite a milestone, huh?
5-0, man. Half a century.
And he looks great for 50, to be honest.
I mean, pause, but okay.
What?
What?
Doesn't he look great?
I mean, sure, I guess, yeah.
Would you, if you didn't know who he was and you just had to assume?
He wasn't 50? I would think he's younger.
That's what I'm saying.
I hit the under. I bet the under on that one.
That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
looks great, man. He looks great. There's no pause needed for that, I don't think. We'll wait till a little later in the episode to find out. Yeah, and obviously we all know he's the mastermind behind Bad Boy. He's responsible for acts like Mace, Biggie, Lil Kim, Craig Mack. Awesome, right?
Yeah.
But we also have to hold him accountable. Okay, he's responsible for a few other things that I want to bring up.
Like what?
He's responsible for Danity Kane.
Hey, we in the car. We ride slow.
He's responsible for Da Band.
Oh, DABA.
ND.
ND.
That's how you spell Da Band, Danny.
I was just trying. I was making sure I got it right.
And Young Jock.
Oh, really?
It's going
I didn't know
down.
that.
That's when he was trying to expand Bad Boy South.
Uh-huh.
So he had acts like Young Jock. Who else was on there? I want to say maybe them Franchise Boys was on there. I want to say Lil Jon was on there. It was all Bad Boy South.
That's dope. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, D4L too, I think.
Oh, that Laffy Taffy song?
Shake that Laffy Taffy.
Hey.
That Laffy Taffy.
That's dope.
1 second, Danny. Sorry, there we go.
Was there no snare in your headphones?
There was no snare in my headphones. Turn them shits the fuck up. But yeah, man, celebrating 50 years, quite an accomplishment, bro. And looks like he's living his best life. You feel me?
Question. What's your favorite? Because they do music videos. Diddy does music videos.
What's my
What's
favorite?
your favorite music video from Diddy? Or has Diddy in it?
Well, as soon as you ask that, two come to my mind off top.
Uh-huh.
It's the one with him and Mace with the shiny suits.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the one where he's riding down the street in a scooter. We ain't
Go
going.
Is it a scooter?
Isn't he on a scooter?
Or was it like a fucking four-wheeler?
I don't remember. But like, I think he's like sitting on top of the roof or some shit. And Ben Stiller's in the music video.
Yes, he comes. Yeah, you're right.
He's the neighbor that comes to knocking shit.
I remember I watched that on like making the video on MTV.
Oh, that's tight. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Making the video was good.
Yeah, it was dope as fuck.
Damn, they should bring that back.
They
But
definitely-
I guess they don't really make videos like they used to anyways.
Nah, I mean they do a lot of people make videos on YouTube. It's got to be on it.
Yeah, but what I mean is I don't think they put the same amount of effort, time, or money into music videos anymore, because before music videos were a part of the package. You had to put it out.
You're right. You're right. That's how you sold yourself.
Yeah.
Was through music videos.
And now it's kind of like, oh, I didn't even know they had a music video for that song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
What's your favorite music video with Diddy in it?
I don't know if it's I Need a Girl Part 1 or 2, but one of those, I forgot which video, but one of them they're like coming out of like the private jet. I can't remember which one it is, but and that's one of my favorite songs of all time.
You know what? To be honest, if I had to guess, I think I would have guessed that for you.
Yeah?
For you.
Just because I'm an R&B dude, and it's just dope.
But you know what? Now you got me thinking about like these older music videos. And one of my favorite music videos, now you go back and look at it and it's stupid as fuck. But it's Jagged Edge, Where the Party At.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
I can one up you.
Hold on.
All right.
In Jagged Edge, obviously, the song, the whole hook, they're looking for the party. They say, "Way,
Exactly.
where the party at?" And they're coming down on parachutes and like random locations, and they got this big ass GPS telling them where to go for the party. Go ahead, give it to me.
I can one up you
Talk
because
me.
I got Cisco the thong song, because my boy Cisco walked on hose.
He did walk on.
He did. Jesus walked on water, but my dude Cisco walked on hose.
Same.
I mean, I remember that video, and I think he does like this, like when the song breaks down, he's like, yeah, and then he does like the stomp, and like an earthquake happens.
Okay.
That's the funniest thing, bro.
What was the name of the album? Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon, yeah, or Unleash the no.
Year of the Dragon.
No. That was a sequel to that, because it was all like
okay.
dragon.
Yeah.
I think it was Unleash the Dragon, and then he had a song called Enter the Dragon. Or if I don't remember. But shout out Cisco, because one of my favorite songs of all time too is the one with him and DMX. What They Want.
Yeah.
And then him just singing the hook. It's funny because I never really listened to Drew Hill.
Uh-huh.
I don't really like them that much, but I like Cisco a lot.
I think that was a little bit before us anyways.
Yeah, a little before
little
our time.
Little bit. Let's talk about somebody else in the hip hop community who is taking a bit of a backlash right now. He's under fire, and we'll just see whether we agree or disagree with society's take on it. I want to talk about your boy T.I.P.
One of my favorite Southern rappers, honestly.
Coming live from the VIP.
From the VIP. He's only here for the bitches and the drinks.
Is he?
That's what he says.
Well, I believe it. T.I. made the headlines recently because it came out that his oldest daughter, or one of his older daughters, I believe she just turned 18.
So she's for sure 18. Sorry, I want to clear that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 18. He takes trips with her. Oh, I wouldn't say takes trips with her. He accompanies her on her appointments.
On her gynecologist appointments.
To her gynecologist.
Which is...
Or gyno, as they call it on the streets.
Yeah. To the gyno.
To the gyno. Street talk.
Yeah.
And I guess he sort of forcefully told her to tell the doctor to allow the doctor to release her private information with him.
Mm-hmm.
She's 18 now, so she doesn't have to.
Uh-huh.
And basically, he wanted to know about her hymen to make sure she was still a virgin.
I think even if you're underage, you still have to give like consent to the doctor, even if you're underage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I just remember getting a physical one time, and like the doctor asking like my mom to leave the room, and then he would ask me like, "Oh, are you sexually active? This and that."
Oh yeah. Me too. Same.
Yeah. So I think so. I would have to look that up, but again, she's over 18 now.
Yeah.
And she's still.
Yeah, and it was just a thing. I was reading this article that came out that was basically explaining. First of all, sex is not the only way your hymen can be broken. It can be from stressful physical activities. Horseback riding, bike riding is the most common one that they always bring up. But also, thinking outside the box, just because your hymen is intact doesn't necessarily mean you're a virgin. Off air, we was talking about other forms
of sexual activity.
Yeah. That you never know she could be involved in. And the part that intrigued me the most about this was who came out and said something first. Do you know who it was?
No, I don't.
It was Iggy Azalea.
Oh, that's okay. That's interesting.
The reason why that's so interesting is because when Iggy Azalea first popped, she was signed to T.I.
He found her. He found her, yeah.
And she goes on to talk about how much of a control freak he is or whatever. And this is just another prime example of how he tries to control everybody and everything around him. And I was like, well, now we're going into layers to who he is as a human being. And this is saying a lot more about him.
Yeah. Which is interesting is that I think I heard recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe like 3-4, like a month back, that he said, I think someone asked him on an interview, like, what is one thing you regret? And he said, like, finding Iggy Azalea. So I don't know if that was like a response to what he said, because I guess he regretted like putting her on, or I don't know what, because obviously it didn't work out.
Oh, well,
but
I don't know. I don't know if I would say it didn't work out. I mean, I think she had maybe 2 albums, and one of them was a chart topper. She toured. she starts doing modeling now. I guess depending what
That's
the infrastructure of the deal was. I guess
Uh-huh.
he's not making money off of her modeling and her other activities, the other parts of her business. But I mean, I wouldn't call it a flop. I guess if you expected her to blow up and be like the next biggest thing ever, then yeah, I guess it's a flop. But I mean, you signed an artist and she had a #1 album. Like, that's a success. Move on.
Yes, but like honestly, I think it's weird, and I don't have kids, so I don't know. But
But I don't think I would be like that though.
I don't think I would be like that. It just to me, it's just weird. Like, and I think he said it himself. Like, he goes, "Oh, she knows that right after her birthday is time." I think that's what he said. Like after her birthday, I let her know. I put a note on her door and says, "Hey, just so and so." Like she knows we're like it's a whole deal.
It's a routine.
It's a routine that they do every single year after her birthday, and it's like I don't get it. Like, what do you gain from knowing that she's a virgin or not? That's why I don't understand.
I think it's just
Controlling.
yeah, it's a power thing in his mind. I think.
And it offends me in a way just because like I know damn well he didn't tell Damari he don't take Damari every year to see if he's a virgin or not or any other of his kids.
I'm surprised you could name another one of his kids.
I can't. I only can name Damari. I think
That's
his name.
That's
Yeah.
one more than I
And
had.
King. I think the little one. I don't know how old he is now.
I feel like every rapper names their son King.
King.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, but again, exactly like for sure you didn't take your boys out to see if they're virgins or not. So obviously now it's a double standard. Now it's just the girls. So it's like it's just stupid. It's just again controlling, like I guess like dictator-ish. I don't know.
Right.
And again, like I'm not a father, so I mean I can't put myself in that situation. But I just feel like I wouldn't want to be that dad.
Yeah. Same. I don't think I would ever put myself in that situation if I'm still with the baby's mother, or even if I'm not. That's still like, you're gonna go to the gynecologist. Like, go with your mom, dude. Like, you don't need me to go, right?
Yeah.
She got that shit on the wraps, bro.
And even and then you're saying with the mom, like even if the mom's acting like that too, it's like yo, like why does it? I don't know. I feel like for some reason he feels like his daughter's virginity changes her as a person. Like I don't know, just
Also, old school mentality.
that exactly
You know, you feel like by her not being a virgin, she's
worthless.
yeah, exactly. Like her value drops as a human being.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just we're living in different times, bro.
I
Like,
feel it.
if you're gonna be like that, you better not come out and say it, because then you get all this backlash.
And exactly.
And next thing you know, T.I. is dropping next Tuesday. Album coming. Like,
For
okay,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Iggy Azalea got a new mixtape dropping. Like, what the fuck, you know? Another celebrity I wanted to talk about, not so much in the hip hop community, but rather in on the acting side of things, is Emma Watson. You remember Emma Watson?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, Hermione
That I haven't watched.
Hermione Granger. Really?
I've never seen Harry Potter.
You know what? We've probably had this conversation, so
Yeah, we have.
I'm not even gonna get into it.
Yeah.
But she just turned 30.
30.
She just turned 30.
Damn.
And she recently did an interview with a magazine where they were asking her about turning 30 and if she feels any stress, any anxiety, because for a lot of people, turning 30 is a big deal,
Yeah, I'm almost there.
especially for regular people. Like, if you feel like, you know, you don't have your life together, if you feel like you don't have a stable partner, if you're not putting down the roots to be able to build a family, I get it. I would assume it's a little less stressful for somebody who has money.
Oh, for sure. At least I did. At least she done
At
a bunch
least-
of shit.
Yeah. So I would assume it's less stressful, but they also asked her about being single, and she says she loves being single. She's enjoying every minute of it. Pretty much sounds like what every girl posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
But then she goes on to say, I don't prefer the term single. I prefer the term self-partnered.
Self-partner. That's interesting.
So I wanted to ask you being on the single side, how do you feel about that?
About being self-partnered?
About the phrase self-partnered.
That's weird. I mean,
It bothers me. I'll tell you the truth.
it sounds.
bothers me.
I get where she's coming from. I feel like the term. I feel like I don't know if it's an official term. I've never heard it before, but it just like it's a weird way to say it. Like what? So you're just happy being single, which is fine. Just be like, oh, I'm happy being single,
Which is amazing.
that's beautiful. There's a lot of people that, and now we're kind of sidebarring, that need to hop into different relationships because they're not happy with themselves,
Right.
and they
correct.
cover that up by being with other people.
Yeah.
So like, if you're being happy by yourself, that's perfectly fine. Like I'm with it. But I don't know.
Yeah, look, if you feel the need to be single, if you're happy being single, if you feel like you need more time with yourself to fix things with yourself spiritually, mentally, whatever, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. The problem I have is when we feel the need to create a term or a phrase, self-partnered. Like, we live in such a society where, like, nobody wants to be labeled to the
Yeah.
point where they make up other labels to not be
To not
labeled.
be labeled. It's
Like-
like, oh, you're single, so like,
no.
I'm self-partnered.
No.
I'm good.
I'm not single. I'm self-partnered. Eat a fucking dick. You're single. Be happy about it. Be
Yeah,
proud
it's
about
all
it.
good. It's all good.
Like,
It's all good that you're
it's all
single.
good. Better
It's all
yourself.
good.
Don't try to shame people who are okay with being single or are okay being called single. No, I'm
I
partnered
feel like
to myself.
exactly. I feel like because she said
Shut
that,
up.
it's like she's shunning people who are single.
Shut up, man. It's
Yeah.
just a thing of, like, the society we live in today, you know? It's that it really bothered me. And it
I can
shouldn't.
tell.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't, but it does. Like, eat dick, bro. You're single. That's dope.
That's
You-
dope. High five.
High five.
No term.
Keep that shit moving, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like what if you came up to a girl and you're like, oh, what's up, girl? Oh, you're single, right? Oh, no. I'm self-partnered.
Well, that's not how it would come up to a girl, Danny.
No.
This is how it would come up to a girl.
How?
What it do, baby?
Oh. Obviously, I've been doing something wrong.
You already know what the fuck going on. Nah,
I'll be like, hey. That's what I'd be doing.
yeah, I don't know. I guess if I were to approach a female and be like, you know, hey, I'm really interested in you, you know, I'm hoping to take you out. Like, are you single? And she were to respond to me, well, actually, I'm self-partnered. Automatically, like,
imagine.
my mind just goes to, like, bitch, like, you do yoga and eat leaves, or like you want some other shit. I don't know what the fuck you want.
Oh
Dougie.
my god, that is hilarious. I'd be so offended. I'd be like, really? Like, you can't just say I'm just not interested.
Yeah. I mean, kind of getting a little bit off topic. Do you know what an incel is?
An incel.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
It's a person who's celibate but not by choice.
Oh, so like, oh yeah, I'm celibate, but it's because I don't get none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Like
that
me.
was funny as fuck, but I was like, okay, I guess like if y'all need a label for that,
Like me, yeah.
all
I
right.
guess, yeah.
All right.
Make
Might be
yourself
you.
make
Might be
yourself feel better, please. Go ahead.
Oh, fuck it. Like I don't want to be labeled, but I need to be labeled. Eat a dick. I want to get into something that if you're a fan of the show, you know we always talk about, always bring it up constantly, and that's Poland. Right?
What?
Poland.
Poland,
Yep.
like the country?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. How could I
We
forget?
talked
Yeah.
about that on episode 32. Yeah. Duh.
It's probably the fans' favorite part of the show. Where we talk
Exactly.
about Poland. We go over
Yeah.
their history, capitals, all that.
Shout out Poland.
Shout out Poland,
It's
baby.
cold as fuck over there, I think.
Actually, there was an interesting story in Poland, which is why I bring it up. Recently, there was hundreds of thousands of ants trapped inside an abandoned nuclear bunker in Poland. Right.
Okay.
So this bunker they used to store like nuclear weapons and stuff, and it's been abandoned. Nobody's been there, and I guess there was a ventilation pipe that came from underground, and there were ants who just over time, over years, would constantly fall down that ventilation pipe.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And
Don't cry, bro. It's gonna be all right.
I told you it was gonna be a touching episode.
Ups and downs. You're
Ups
right.
and downs.
Yeah.
These ants really living it, Dougie. And eventually, these ants they get trapped in the bunker and they have no way to get out, but they repopulate so fast that they're just having babies, and they have no real heat source or no obvious food source. And when they were eventually discovered, they discovered that these ants were eating the dead corpses of other ants.
Damn.
So they essentially they became cannibals.
Yeah. They evolved. They got to do what they got to do.
Yeah. So whatever they set up steel beams to like let the ants climb out. And within like a couple months, like the bunker was pretty much back to being empty, and they reintroduced these ants to their original colony just to see if there would be any violence or if these new cannibal ants would start eating these other ants. But nope, they just kind of went on moving back to regular old life.
Oh shit.
So I was wondering, how long would it take you to turn cannibal in a situation like that?
You know what's weird that we just talked about this with my homies like a week ago.
Okay.
How long would it take me?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. It's kind of like, I don't know. I'm about to die. I need to eat something.
I feel like it wouldn't take me long.
Really? Yeah. You used to eat a lot. You was hungry all the
To
time.
be honest, I feel like it wouldn't take me long.
Really? What if it was your best homie?
I don't know, but I'd be like, well, you always talking about you look like a snack. I'm like, "Arr,
Hey, DMX, chill.
arr."
I don't know. I mean, it's.
How long can you go without food, like scientifically?
I think like
4 days?
No,
5 days?
no. Without water, 4 or 5 days. I think without food, like several weeks,
Oh shit.
because you have the fat.
Yeah, that's true, and it's just
So-
burning off.
Yeah. Maybe like a month, the max.
So I would say I'd probably go like 4 days.
Remind me to never get stranded on an island with you, because I know I'm about to be 8.
Hey, pause. But if I'm with somebody that's double cheeked up, you got them yams in your back pocket, looking like you cooking briskets. Hey, dude, give me 4 or 5 days, and I might just take a bite out of somebody. You feel me? To be honest.
I think it's funny that you brought that up, because I think we talked about it with my homies a few days ago about this dude that actually ended up eating his own leg only because he had to get his leg amputated. And I think he just asked the doctors or whatever, like, hey, like, this is weird, but I've always wanted to try human. But, like, I obviously am never going to, like, kill somebody, it. But, like, is there any way I can keep my leg after you amputate it? And they gave it back to him. What? So he made fajitas with it, and he invited all his friends over.
He didn't.
And all his friends knew that it was leg. It was his leg, and they all ate it.
Yo. I thought you were going to say he didn't tell anybody.
No, that'd be fucked up. That'd be super fucked up. Oh, by the way, that's my fucking leg.
Yeah, after?
Yeah, like, oh my God, he made like he made literally fajitas with it.
All right, check this out. How pissed would you be if you did that, right?
Yeah.
Like you took your leg home.
And then like, it tastes like shit.
And yeah, you cooked it and you didn't tell your homies what it was. And as soon as they bite into it, they'd be like, yo, this meat is terrible. This meat ain't got no vitamins. Shit ain't tender. I'd be like, yo, fuck you, man. Like, what the fuck?
That's my leg.
Yeah, put your leg up on the table. Don't talk shit about my leg.
Yeah, I'll be butthurt.
You know who actually did that? Was the Kardashians.
Wait, hold on. What?
Let me finish.
What? Pause?
I don't know which one. I forget their names or whatever. But
which one? Describe her to me.
I think it was the oldest one.
The eldest?
With the bad attitude?
Courtney?
I think. The oldest one with the bad attitude?
Sure. She's the bad. I think she's the baddest one.
Okay. Well,
she looks the more natural. And I'm not saying that she's natural. I'm saying she just looks more natural.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to look natural next to a plastic bag. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I believe she had a baby. Either she had a baby and she kept her
placenta.
You're
supposed to eat it, right?
Or she bought the placenta.
She bought a hey, Abraham, give me your placenta right now.
You don't have one, do you?
No.
Oh, all right.
Why don't you? Oh, I do.
You on the black market selling placentas?
All right.
So she took it home and she made a meal out of it and she invited her family over. Doesn't tell any of them.
What?
Until after they eat it. Until after they try it, she tells them what it is.
Yo, but like, okay, first of all, I have questions.
Is that fucked up?
First of all, that's fucked up. Second of all, like, what recipe did she use? Like, did she Google like placenta recipes?
Yeah, honestly, there probably is.
I know, like, there's supposedly you're supposed to eat the placenta because like it's
full of vitamins and nutrients.
But also, I'm not gonna do that. Second of all,
I would try it.
You would really like get a chip, like get a chip, dip it in there, just.
Nah, man. What do you mean? Well, like if it's like my baby mama's placenta, I'd be like, all right, fuck it, let's. But obviously, they charge you to keep it.
They do?
Yeah.
Nigga, that's mine.
I know. That's how I think about it. But no, like they sell it back to you.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
You're telling me that if I go to Kaiser with my girl having a baby, but that placenta is mine, I'm going to give it back to you for 45 hots.
I think it's like 2 G's, 3 G's.
I'm good. You can keep the placenta. I'll go get some.
But I want to try it, though.
I don't know.
I would try it. If it was my girls, I would try it. Anybody else's, I don't think I would.
Yeah, what if my girl had a kid? My imaginary girl had a kid. You don't want to try hers? We can eat it together. Pause.
Danny, you over here buying your boys train tickets. That's what you doing, dog. You trying to get them on that choo-choo, doggy.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to get you vitamined up, bro.
Yeah, I guess it's fucked up, right? If you don't tell them. Is it fucked up? I don't think it's that bad.
Okay, look, it's not that fucked up. It's like if you're serving somebody like something weird, like, I don't know, like something taboo, like, I don't know, bull testicles.
Rattlesnake, oh, shit.
Yeah, or like some like cow tonsils, shit that you don't really eat.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you like cut up a human and fed. That's fucking like psycho.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. That one, it is weird. It is a little taboo, but like it's really not that bad. Like, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably just need some Pepto-Bismol. You'll be straight.
I mean, especially if it's as good for you as they say.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, it's good for you. I don't know why you guys getting mad at me. I'm just trying to give you some vitamins.
Trying to better your life.
Exactly.
All right, Danny, let's move on, brother. Because I think I'm good with the
placenta eating?
With the cannibalism.
Yeah, me too.
Let's talk about Don Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory. Just celebrated 23-year anniversary. Released November 5th, 1996. It was the first album released after Tupac died. It was written in 3 days. The mixing and the mastering took 4 days.
Damn, that's quick.
Yeah. And over 20 songs were recorded for the album, but they eventually cut it down to about 12. The standout songs on there: Hail Mary, Against All Odds, To Live and Die in LA, Bomb First.
That was after he died.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And Me and My Girlfriend.
That's the one that talked about a gun.
Yep.
That's all after he died? That's dope. I didn't know.
All those.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it's that album.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite Tupac albums. It's one of his more darker
Uh-huh.
pieces of work, but I love it. I think a lot of times it doesn't get the respect it deserves, but it's really good. You can go through that album front to back.
Uh-huh.
I love that album. And even the artwork for the cover is Tupac up on the crucifix, and that kind of speaks to, I don't think comparing himself to Jesus, but at that point in time, how media was basically crucifying him.
Uh-huh.
For things he was accused of, things he had done, him starting beefs with other rappers. Like, he was going through a lot at that time.
Yeah.
So I find it really interesting. I think it's a great body of work, and every year that we do this show, I'm gonna bring it up when the anniversary comes. Fuck with it. Another one is Jay-Z's American Gangster turned 12, and you compile that with the movie that is with Denzel Washington. It's a great package. It's a great package.
Yeah.
That one also, just kind of like the Tupac one, like a lot of people didn't like that album, American Gangster. I feel like when it was first released, it had a lot of bad reviews from different publications. I love it. I love that album, front to back.
I don't know if I know a couple songs in it, but I've never really listened to it like in a whole.
You kind of have to, because it's storytelling throughout the album. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'll fuck with
But
it.
I love that movie. I think I remember watching that movie in the theaters. I think one of the opening scene is them lighting some dude on fire.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, fuck. Like, this is fucking wild.
Denzel about to
Yeah.
get busy.
Like, this shit is, like, I remember, like, damn, like, this is how they set the tone. Okay, bet. Like, yeah.
Yeah, she was fucking tight. So, once again, no. I was going to say every year it comes up. I might not, but definitely go back and revisit that album. It's one of my favorite hip-hop albums. It's dope as fuck. We got new releases. Talking about the old albums, celebrating their birthdays. We got new shit dropping. We got Dave East with Survival. On that album, we got features from Ty Dolla $ign, Rick Ross, The Dream, Efo O.
Oh, he has The Dream on it?
Yep.
You gotta tell me twice. Like, I'm gonna download it right now.
Yep, he got Fabulous, Nas,
Fab.
Mozzie.
Okay, cool. Oh, Mozzie.
Yeah, Mozzie's on
dope,
it. He got a record with him. It's interesting. It's interesting because he does a little bit of storytelling on the album. One of my favorite songs so far is 17, where he talks about what his life was like when he was 17.
Uh-huh.
And we can all kind of go back and reflect on our mindset and where we were at that time.
Definitely.
So it's nice to get that from him. He has a song called Mama, I Made It, where it's basically him talking about the struggles that his mother had to go through with raising him, raising his brother, dealing with drug addiction in the family.
Uh-huh. And
And now he's at a point in his life where he can look back and, like, spend money on his mother, you know? So that was really nice. That kind of got me in my feelings a little bit. Alone, featuring the king of R&B, Jacquees.
Whoa.
Jacquees.
Whoa.
Honestly, at this point, I only say that to Bug Ernie. And I know you're going to listen to this, Ernie, so at least you know I'm thinking about you. But I fuck with that song Alone, though. It's a nice laid-back track. I fuck with it. And the bonus song on that album is The Marathon Continues, a Nipsey Hussle tribute. That one actually, like, my eyes watered a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it was real. It was real sentimental. He shares memories that he had with Nip. I guess they were real close before he passed away. And even at the end of that song, he has a little Snoop Dogg monologue. So it's dope.
That's dope. I like that.
Jacquees, king of R&B, baby, that boy just dropped. He got features from T.I., Tory, Quavo, Young Thug, and Gunna. Some of those features are kind of expected.
Yeah,
right.
You gotta get the hot. You gotta stay hot.
Quavo, Young Thug, stay relevant. Yeah, I didn't know he fucked with Tory like that, so I was a little bit surprised by the Tory one, especially. But I think it's at the right time because Tory's heating up to drop Chicks 5. He's doing all the press around, all the ad and shit like that.
Just so everybody knows, I literally just listened to Chicks Tape like 2 days ago for the first time. 4 and 3.
4 and 3.
And damn, that shit's fire.
Yeah, it's
like,
good
like,
stuff. Man.
Like I'm heading the train, like hopping on the train for Chicks Tape 5. Like,
but that's why those pieces of work were big. They were really fundamental for Tory when he was heating up to drop his first debut album, because he had the Chicks Tape series and he had a couple other mixtapes where he was more more along the lines rapping and just bodying shit.
Like New Toronto and stuff.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
which is why people were ready for the debut album to drop. Like it was a big thing when he debuted finally, you know. I have to get back to the Jacquees album because I only like ran through half of it, and even when I sat down through half of it, I wasn't in the mood for it.
Really?
So I just wasn't in the mindset for it to listen to it, you know, because I was just finishing the Dave East album.
Okay, so it's like yeah.
And that shit was more
you're switching gears,
rapidy,
for sure.
rapidy rap, hippity hop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I have to kind of reset my mindset and go back and give that Jacquees album another run. Who needs another run? Who needs to run it back is the motherfucking Lake Show, cause we 6-1, baby.
Yeah, boy.
Every
I'm
game.
excited about this.
Every game, get excited, stand up, baby.
So tell me, what's going on in Lake Show right now?
Well, right now they're
on
sitting
episode 3.
They're sitting 6-1, atop of the Western Conference. Tonight we're taking on the Miami Heat, who are 6-2, and that's good enough for second in the East. And the Miami Heat have a couple young players who are surprising people in Tyler Harrow and Chris Nunn. But that team is led by Jimmy Buckets. And you know the type of competitor Jimmy Buckets is. So I think tonight it's going to be a close game, closer than too close for comfort.
Okay.
But I think we're going to pull out the dub.
All right.
That's what I think.
I mean, you were kind of wrong about us going 1-1.
Oh, actually, that reminds me.
What's up?
I was wrong about the schedule.
Were you really?
Yeah. I don't know what.
You're supposed to be a Lakers beat reporter.
I don't know what week I looked at, but I had the wrong games. So last week, if you listen to last week's episode, I talked about teams we didn't even play. I was looking at a different week, I suppose.
Okay, so I guess you weren't wrong because maybe they could still go that.
It could still happen.
It could still happen.
It could still happen. But yeah, I remember after the episode, you know, I was like, oh, Lakers play San Antonio on Sunday. I must have missed that. I was like, cool. I didn't talk about it on the show. I must have missed that game. And then, like, the next day, the day off, they're like, oh, Lakers are in Chicago. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing in Chicago? They're supposed to be playing Denver and tomorrow. What the fuck are they doing? Just taking trips to Chicago. So, yeah, that's my fault. I apologize for that. I was looking at those. I must have looked the wrong week. But this week, I double-checked, and I made sure.
All right, you sure?
So, after we get the dub tonight against Miami,
okay,
right, on Sunday, we're playing Toronto. Toronto's going to be a good team, but, I mean, they're not championship pedigree anymore. So I don't think they'll give us too many problems on Sunday. And then on Tuesday, we're going to Phoenix, and Phoenix has been playing everybody tough. Even in their losses, they've been 1-point losses. Like, they're not getting blown out by anybody. I think that coach has enough young guys that want to win and want to represent for the team and for who they could potentially be in this league once free agency hits. So they're in the right mindset. I don't think we lose to them either. Even though they've beaten some good teams.
So you're saying 8-1 right now.
I'm saying we get to 8-1, and then we come home to the Warriors.
Warriors getting smacked.
Okay, see, I didn't say that you did.
No. The only reason why I'm saying this is because I just read an article that Steph Curry might not come back this season.
Which, if you listen to last week's episode, is what I said they should do. Just sit them out the whole fucking year.
Yeah. So
been calling it, dog. What's that article? They be listening to our episodes and biting our shit.
I think so. They be jocking us, like we would say back in the day.
They would be young jocking us, like we would say back in the day. Yeah, I think we get to 9-1, 10-1.
Damn.
And it sounds super cocky. It sounds super confident, but I just don't see any of these teams beating us. Like I'm saying, the Miami Heat will make it real close tonight, so I guess maybe because we're not going undefeated the rest of the season. We have to lose somewhere, but I just don't see us losing.
I feel like we're going to go undefeated.
Well, also that's pretty bold.
81-1,
best record ever. Around the league, the Clippers just got fined $50,000 for
what, the load management shit?
Load management inconsistencies with Kawhi Leonard.
Hold on, what does that mean? Can you describe that to me? 'Cause what does that mean? Load management inconsistencies.
So basically,
you can't sit people no more, or you can.
I don't think you've ever been able to.
Really? They just never enforced it?
Yeah, I think. Well, no, they've enforced it, but the thing is on the sheet, when you give the reason for why the player is not going to play, a lot of the time they put down rest, but the rest is for an injury. They're resting an injury. You can't sit a player just because.
Just because, like, just rest in general.
Exactly. So I think on the actual paperwork, they filled out that he was resting for a patella in his knee.
Okay.
But when Doc Rivers was asked about it, he made it more, just rest throughout the season. We don't want too much wear and tear in his body.
Oh, okay.
So
my dude didn't stick with the plan.
Exactly. He opened his big ass mouth, and because he was inconsistent, the league came down and and fined him $50,000 for basically lying on the paperwork. Yeah, and it does suck, especially when you're playing against a team that you're only gonna pay them twice a year, once at home, one away, and the fans come out to see that matchup, and then it's like, oh well, he's not playing.
Oh, for sure.
Because they sat him out against the Bucks.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, they're only playing them twice, once at home, once away, and you get Kawhi against Giannis. So you have fans showing out to watch that, and then it's like, well, Kawhi's not playing. Why? Because he's tired.
He's tired. I mean, I don't know. It could be that. We're assuming he's tired. Obviously, it's the same for the playoffs.
Yeah. But 7 games in?
That is interesting because you would think one of the people that talk about one of the people that we always talk about with load management is LeBron James.
Right.
And then my dude's been putting in work. I mean, again, maybe they have been staggering his minutes a little bit, but he hasn't sat out.
No, and it's way too early. Like if you really are looking into load management, that has to come right before the All-Star break and right before the end of the season.
Definitely.
That's when that comes in to give your players a break.
They got a shiny new toy, and they just want to keep it nice and shiny. Nothing happened to it. I feel it because if Kawhi goes down, that's a wrap for the team. Honestly, I think so.
I mean, they'll still be a good team, but yeah, they won't be
that championship.
They won't be favorites to win the championship for sure. Last guy in the NBA I want to talk about is Kemba Walker. He made his return to Charlotte after playing 8 years for the franchise. They had a video tribute. It was a very touching moment. His eyes got watery. It was interesting to see how other players talk about him, how the people who work in the building, in the arena, talk about him, and then obviously all the fans that came out to see him. Because even though he only took that franchise to the playoffs twice, and both times was first-round exits, like, it just goes to show winning and losing ain't everything, you know?
Of course.
For them still to do that for him, for fans, I guess he became, like, lifetime friends with some of the fans, and they were, like, bringing him brownies and stuff.
Really? That's dope.
Yeah,
that's super
like,
dope.
stuff like that. You know, people in the building were excited to see him. People who work there every night were excited to have him come back and stuff like that. So it was just real touching, and it was real nice to see. But enough with the happy stuff, with the goody. Let's get on to some sad stuff, man. Let's talk about.
You were crying earlier.
I'm crying right now. Let's talk about Thursday Night Football.
Oh yes. I'm hating right now just because I'm a Rams fan, but I feel for the Chargers because I thought they were gonna win. I honestly thought they were.
I thought they were gonna win too.
One of my coworkers was like, "Oh, like who should I bet for?" Like I just felt like betting for somebody. I was like, "Bet for the Chargers. Like, they have a good team. They have a decent team." And I was like, and fuck Oakland. Like, no, you'll be all right. But that didn't happen. So what happened, Francisco?
So what happened was the Chargers lose to the Raiders 26-24. It's a very pivotal game in terms of playoff hopes. From here on out, the Raiders have the second easiest schedule. The only thing that's keeping Charger hopes alive is the fact that we have plenty of division games left. And that's where you can really catch up in that race.
Mm-hmm.
So the game, I can't really bitch and moan. There were plenty of flags on both sides. Sloppy game. There was definitely one flag that we didn't get towards the end that would have sealed the game for us. And it was really interesting to see that we didn't get it. But it is what it is. We should have never been in that position to make it a close game. Yeah, we should have beat them by 10.
I mean, silver lining, Melvin Gordon had a good game.
Yeah, no, he's definitely back in his groove. I know that his first few weeks back he was struggling a little bit, but I mean that was basically his preseason. You know, he had to find his mojo. He had to get back in his bag, and it looks like he is.
Something that didn't look good was Phillip Rivers.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but you know, no, yeah, he definitely threw a couple picks. Luckily, a couple of them were even called back, but I don't know. The first few picks, I think like the first 3 out of 4 were not his fault. So, or I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say they weren't his fault. It wasn't
the defense.
It wasn't the Raiders' defense forcing anything on us. It was just us making mistakes on our side. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna bitch and moan over that. You gotta put your big boy pants on and get ready for the next game. You know,
true.
We got Kansas City and Mexico City next week.
Hey, don't cry, man. It's gonna be all right.
I already cried yesterday, bro. Right, I got it all out. I think.
You think?
We'll see by the time this episode's over.
All right.
Any upcoming games you looking forward to?
Honestly, I don't really. No, not really. What you got for me?
The only one that I want to watch is the Niners against the Seahawks.
It's a division game.
It's a division game, but they both have great records. So they're fighting for the number one in that division.
And it's on Monday Night Football, so it's prime time.
Yeah.
Damn.
And if you're the Rams, you're looking at both those teams like scary season.
Like, hopefully they both tie. I mean, hopefully they tie and somehow.
Hopefully Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo get hurt.
That's bad. That's bad karma.
Is it?
No, yeah, it is.
I'm hoping for everybody to get hurt.
Oh, you're hoping for Derek Carr to get hurt?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Everybody.
I go to extreme lengths to win these games.
Oh, okay, I feel it. I don't know about that.
But
Sean, Sean Payton, relax, bro.
That's just me. Let's talk about fantasy, Danny. Let's do some stardom sit-em. This week, you got to remember that there's 6 teams on bye this week. So we're going to be playing some guys that, honestly, we'd probably rather not.
Yeah.
But our options are going to be limited, and it's going to be tough to sit some guys.
So, my first guy, and honestly, with this dude,
Talk about it.
I'm playing. Everybody's playing roulette with him, and it's Jameis Winston.
Okay.
He's flipping a coin. Either he has a good game or he has a bad game.
Yep.
But he's playing against Arizona. Arizona's 32nd against quarterbacks. But he's inconsistent as always. He's had 5 games with at least 21 points. Dope. 3 games with 14 points or less. Not dope.
Not dope.
And he had a 6 turnover game against Carolina week 6. But again, like I said before, Arizona is 32nd against opposing quarterbacks. So you would assume he's going to do good. Hey, man, if you have somebody on bye, flip the coin, start Jameis Winston.
Every time you assume about Jameis Winston, he makes an ass out of you and me. So I know exactly what you're talking about. My first sit-em is going to be, speaking of the game that we were just talking about, is the Seattle Seahawks defense going up against the 49ers. And the reason being is because the Niners obviously have a great O-line, which coincides with why their running game has been successful all year long. But also they don't give up sacks. That team is very careful about what they do on the offensive end. They don't turn over the ball. So I think it's going to be tough sledding for the Seahawks defense.
Okay, I like it. My second stardom, some boy, Devin Singletary.
Some boy.
Look, he's playing against Cleveland Browns, and the Browns, they have been browning, honestly. Week 9, he had 20 carries with 95 yards and a touchdown. He also had 3 catches for 45 yards. So my dude's getting his touches. And on top of that, the Browns have allowed a running back to score in 3 of the last 4 games. Just carries alone,
Right.
Devin Singletary needs to be started.
Well, good thing I'm playing you this week because I'm starting Devin Singletary.
Actually, I just changed him to sit him.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, no more. No go.
No go.
My second sit-em is going to be Devontae Freeman versus the Saints. The Saints haven't given up a top 10 finish to a running back all year.
I have Devontae Freeman.
The best finish that they've given up is Ezekiel Elliott, and his finish was number 17.
Okay.
Not that great. The Saints defense has been quietly getting it done all year. They know how to stop running backs. They're excited. They're hype about the fact that Teddy Bridgewater was winning in games while Drew Brees is out. Now Drew Brees is back in. They know that they're aligning themselves to make a playoff run, and they know the 1-7 Falcons are coming in, so they're gonna try to put them to sleep early.
Okay. So you said Devontae. I got a Devontae.
You got Devontae.
I got Devontae Parker in that teal and orange. Shout out Bryson Tiller.
The
Miami Dolphins. Yes.
Don't look now, everybody.
I said start a Miami Dolphin. Yes. Versus the Colts. Look, Preston Williams is out. He had ACL, which is not looking good. And Parker has at least 11 PPR points in 5 straight games. That means he's getting touches. He scored a touchdown in 4 of those games, and he's had 24 targets in the past 3 games. Again, a lot of buys. Just on targets alone, you need to start Devontae Parker.
Okay, if you're going to go wide receiver, I'm going to go wide receiver. My last item is going to be Robert Woods versus the Steelers.
Bro, why are you naming all my players on my team?
Is he on your team?
Yeah, he is.
I didn't know that.
So is Freeman.
I didn't. That's weird. I'm just picking
That's
guys.
interesting.
I don't know.
Just so you guys know, me and Francisco are playing against each other this week. And we have a water bet.
In that case, you should be excited that I'm naming your guys because I'm giving you great advice.
Oh,
you should sit them, don't
for
play
sure.
Robert Woods versus the Steelers. With the absence of Cooks due to the concussion protocol, we all kind of thought that Woods would pick up the slack. But that hasn't really been the case. I think we've seen more of Gerald Everett. We've seen a lot more of Cooper Kupp.
Yes.
This week he has a tough matchup against that Steelers defense.
I'm scared.
It's tough.
Just the defense.
Yeah. So yeah, Robert Woods is gonna be my last sit. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and talk about that water bet, Danny.
All right.
We're playing each other again in fantasy this week. We are the number 1 and the number 2 seed.
Comeback season, because I was last place a few weeks back, but now I'm not.
But also, aren't you tied for second with like everybody and their mom?
Hey, but I was the bottom. I was in last place, so that's all that matters.
You started at the bottom. Now we're
here. Shout out
here
Drake.
at second place.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm the number 1 seed,
Obviously, relax.
sitting at 8-1, just doing great things, just being phenomenal all year. Me and my team had plenty of team meetings, spoke with the general manager, and we all have our eyes on the prize this year. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That was my post game interview.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, relax because the game ain't over.
Oh, my bad. That was my post championship interview. Sorry, I already practiced that one too. Yeah. So we got a water bet. We'll see how it goes. You guys will get another video next week, depending on the winner of our fantasy matchup.
It's gonna be me.
So all good luck to Frisky Business. Keep me in your prayers. We gonna need it for this comeback.
Yeah, because you got everybody on by.
See you guys next week.
Deuces.